We all have our sympathies. We all have our crimes. But what fascinates me most about our business is to hear all their lies. I'm busy now investing in what I've misread. He thinks we're all money grabbers. What's he instead? At least what we offer is a life full of greed. Yes, what's wrong with using your money to help you succeed? You didn't even give me part of your time to sell you the illusion. You choose to be blind. Handsome words spoken, but look at your car, all dressed up and covered, while you wear the bra. But we're paid on commission, so you've already guessed. So let's take the money, and we'll deal with the rest.
You need to form a circle around here, like that. And once that's done, then you start. And that's a perfect light. Like everything else in life, it must start the right way. But if it doesn't, you can still adapt to it.
What they say is, what you don't have, you don't miss. But what I say is, what you just missed, you relish. What you've never seen, what you've never heard, but what by sense alone you had the chance to have, but didn't get. And that is why we don't explain. And that is why we hold the pain. We all have the chance to trade, but we sit alone at night, watching the TV act our lives away. Time passes, nothing gained. Inspiration comes and goes. Motivation is sweet, but seldom flows. Look to the body so fine, the muscles in his face. He did it. It wasn't too late. And the inscription reads, the bell did toll. April the 1st, April's fool no more. He took his life. In his hands, lived every moment to the full, with a plan. No waste. No waste. Yes, disappointment. That's what we must all taste. But no waste. No waste. And soon the fruits of his labour were his to taste. And he said, it's not the need. It's the desire. It's not the hurt, it's the pain. It's not forgiveness. It's just to play the game. And what does this tell us? What can we learn? The truth about life, yes, there's time, but there's no time to burn.
The important thing about April's Fool is that defining moment of your epiphany, of saying to yourself, the muscles in his face, he did it, it wasn't too late. The recording of the moment that you realized what it takes to transform your life, to transform yourself. That is what April's Fool is about. It's about saying to yourself, there's two men here. There's myself and there's another self, as everyone has, man or woman. I can act in this way according to the voices that are in my head from childhood, according to the genes that I have, according to the prejudices that unfortunately are there, and according to what I consider are my standards. Let's move out of the realm of the mediocre let's take those messages out and bring in new, authentic messages which you're feeding yourself and you're allowing your essence to come through. That's what it's about. Beauty is a pale conception. It's the cause through which your eyes see, though yet in your heart something in vocal delivery is calling you, and you can't receive messages of pain. If you have a break from constant reality, take a break from the inevitable charity of being overly vain. Take your life where it leads you. In that circumspect, advancing last breath, in deciding at last where best money spent, in the capture of real meaning, test your soul to the spectre of life, once bitten with a moment of truth. When all around you is bathed in pain, let's allow this to remain. Is beauty laced in the heart of stone, beside your conversation to the road that leads you to the iniquity of consolidation? At last you found the path few fear to know. Yes, that's the captivating passion you've been afraid to show. I've been a successful stockbroker, and I came out of the market, or was forced to come out of the market, and it was a traumatic time for me. It was a period of reflection. It was a time when I felt that my ability to earn a lot of money had gone, and I wasn't sure whether it was going to come back again, and that for me at that time was important. So doing a sort of a mundane work of driving, I was the driver, I picked up a dictaphone and I thought I'll just put down my ideas. And as I started to put down my ideas, out poured out my art form, and it was purely accidental. And that was the trigger. By doing something else, this led to me realizing that I had this calling, this ability to express myself. And once I had the confidence, which was important, that I understood that I could allow my normal self to connect to my higher self, that's when, and all the work was done, and it will always be done, without any crossing out. There's no changing. Time process can be quick or long, it doesn't matter. Normally it is very, very quick. But it's a natural flow. There's no correcting. And that's how I write. Once you look inside, you cease to exist. Once you stop to lie, mere surviving is off your list. Once you go deep inside, living is what you release. And mere dreams are the illusion of the self you are hiding, of the fear to pass that divide that spun you out to that perpetual emotion. Imbued in your psyche is that special gift to explode, release from the feeling that leaves you exposed. And now you understand why you act the way you do. Listen to the very words you're saying. Are they so clearly part of your clue? To look inside for the reason, to search for the line. In your quest for your dignity, reach, and you will find. It was purely by accident that I got into this. First of all, as a kid, I was in school in history and I was bored. And once I got the opportunity to elaborate on a piece of work. And my history teacher, Mr. Singer, if you're watching, allowed me this opportunity to write in detail. So there were necessary facts that were needed to be put down. But then I would pan out and go into great detail and visualize in the mind of the Henry VIII or whoever I was talking about. And that scope gave me the opportunity to discover my own feelings of creativity. And that was the start.
In the streets of New York, the nation of storm, love is not a crime. To live is not a soul's temptation to reminisce of the past. In a time built from the ashes of a deal broke, with the pale-felt qualms of the Dutch invasion, masked the Yankee revolt, causing the birth of a nation. One that can look up and feel proud, proud of the deity of cement that casts the sensation of the truth that is read in its own reincarnation. The mother was born, and through the last birth of man, the future of a storm. This one only lauds us to look at the awe of creativity and standards so high. When we reach up skywards, those are more than beacons that try to carve out the nation of storm. Half lit to magnificence, holy beyond the Redeemer, when you ask for life, you event forward with so much passion that no flicker of a nation was ever going to get in your way. To say you cared for the other, you chose this site, this land, as the testament to the power of man unleashed in a metropolis, without comparisons drawn. Nowhere was there any lack of description. To have, man to man, like a traveller in time, but this one sat his stone in the sand. I make it plain, I have conquered my fear. Fear, if of nothing else than placing a group of buildings more mighty than you can believe. Visit me, and you'll see much more than a view, much more than you can look over and chew. I praise the Lord to give me the power to choose. I choose to live in grand, no more oracle than in the covenant drawn. Reach out to me in the lantern of all given hope. No chains will bind my mind, the power of my scope. It sings to me from a high token place. What part of the answer know? Do you understand to let it grow? We never sold ourselves short, a remarkable accent, a part of the passage of time, and then to adventure beyond some far greater plan. We decided our destiny as long as we felt, to live to the future, to journey to a new boundary that existed, not in our minds, but a place far from yonder. Now I place in your hand the sound of the past. Now you can journey forward with the solace of a broken mask.
Difference between a hobby and a calling. A hobby, you judge yourself in terms of other people. You think to yourself, I'm good, I'm very good, I'm not bad, and you're most of the time justifying why you're doing it. You have issues about why you're not successful enough, and quite often you'll make excuses for that. When you're in a calling, money, success, opportunity are irrelevant. Competition, it's all about destiny. It's all about you learning about the world around you. And it's not a case of you want to do it, you have to do it, you're forced to do it every day. And even if you're not, you're thinking about it. So you're living your calling. Aristotle wrote about the theory of purpose. He felt that life needed a purpose. It does need a purpose, but it's difficult to define what that purpose is. When you're inside your calling, you find it or it finds you. That's the best direction you can have.